Welcome back. In this video, we'll talk about the Central Browser's History tab. We'll look at what model revisions are available, see what information can be viewed for each model, and view a model from here. In the last video, we left off the tour in the WolfPass project. I'll open that project again for a more detailed description of the History tab. When I click on the project, it'll open in the History tab. This tab has two main components: the Revisions and Branches table and the Project Detail panels. The evolution of your model or models is illustrated in the graph in the Revisions and Branches panel. Each step in the modeling process is captured as a revision, which is a specific point on the timeline. Any revision can be the basis for any number of alternate revisions, forming the start of a new branch. The revisions are displayed chronologically from the most recent down to the oldest. In the graph, offshoots from a revision are branches where an alternative hypothesis can be investigated. If we look at the October 2nd, 2014 revision, we can see that it has an offshoot branch, which then has its own offshoot branch diverging from it. In this case, a branch was created to remodel the cover, and then another branch was used to test the hypothesis that the day site was folded. Next in this table, we see an ID column. This column shows the unique ID given to a revision as it's uploaded to the central server. This can be a useful revision identifier to use instead of the date. The next column over shows the user-defined project stage. The project stage is set by the user when uploading the model to Central, but it can also be modified here on the History tab. The choices here can be customized to best suit your workflow through the Central Admin portal. This customization includes the label colors, which make the various project stages easily distinguishable from one another at a quick glance. The branch column shows the branch that a revision was assigned to as it was being published to Central. We'll have a look at this from the Leapfrog modeling products in the publishing video. The next columns, the date and user, are automatically populated with each revision published to your Central project. The comment column is an optional field to be completed in your Leapfrog modeling product prior to uploading to Central. But as you can see, it's a very helpful field for communicating changes that have been made to the model. Now, the other side of the History tab, the Project Detail panels, show us lots more information about each revision. Depending on the size of monitor that you're using or the last Central session that you had open, you may or may not be able to see all of the panels right away. Adjust the slider in the bottom portion of the window to view the objects, object details, annotations, and attachments. As I click through the revisions at left, this side changes with each revision. These details are specific to each revision and show the date, project size, modeling application, version of that application, branch, user, stage, comments, the objects that were uploaded, annotations, and any attachments. If we click Select, this revision of the project will open for viewing in the Scene View, but let's hold off on that for now. If I click on any of the objects, I get details specific to that object. For example, if I select the geological model, I can see some basic information such as the volumes for each geological unit. For each object type, I get different information. If I click on the drilling, you can see the number of drill holes and the total drilling length. If I click on interpolance, I get the total volume within each isosurface. The topography shows the surface area. Then, if I want to see any of the objects in the scene view, I can click on this green button here. Over here to the right, I have the annotations and attachments panels. If I look at the most recent revision of the model, I can see that there are annotations, an original, and replies. Annotations and attachments can be added to a project revision from the Scene View tab, and I'll talk more about them in a separate video. That's all for the Central History tab. Thanks for watching, and please join me for the next video exploring the Scene View.